Hello, Lisa.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to your wonderful, beautiful home and allowing me to ask you these questions for class.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Well, my first question, I think I already answered for us. It was supposed to be me asking you your name.
Oh, my name is Lisa.
So, Lisa, my first question for you is, what religion do you practice? How old were you when you adopted this belief system?
I am a practicing Christian, and I was 20 when I received salvation.
Wonderful. Number 2, do you pray? And if so, when and how often do you pray?
I do pray, and I don't have specific times that I pray, but whenever I feel the need to pray or feel led to pray, or if I'm with someone that is maybe sharing concerns or something, and it's put upon my heart that maybe I'll ask them if they would like to pray with me. I try to pray over my meals, so just throughout the day.
Yeah, pretty constant.
Yep.
When and where do you worship?
Well, before the pandemic, we would worship at church, and I went to the women's Bible study on Wednesdays and church on Sunday, and that was very regular. But then the pandemic hit, of course, so everything was just streamed through, the TV or whatever at home.
Mm.
So that's been difficult to be away, from people and whatnot. And I have to admit, I have fallen away from being so good about doing that on a weekly basis. But I also think, as far as worship, I think that there's worship when you're listening to praise music. I think that there's definitely opportunity to praise and worship the Lord at that time, or when I'm working on my prayer journal or whatever, and feeling just thankful for the Lord and what I can see that He's doing in my life, and worshiping Him then. So just, again, whenever it happens.
That's good. That's good. Do you have any type of scripture or literature that you read and follow? And when were they written?
I do read scripture from the Holy Bible, and I believe the first 5 books were actually written by Moses, 1440, I believe, BC.
Okay. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I try of course, there's lots of writers, Christian writers, that, will write different, again, like a Bible study or different things that, will go hand in hand with the Bible. But as far as what I believe in and what I take my faith from and what I take my instruction from, it's from the Bible.
Okay. Wonderful. All right, let's see. What holidays or celebrations do you observe?
Let's see. Well, as far as, I do believe that Christmas, we're celebrating the birth of Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And Easter, where we're celebrating the resurrection of the Lord. We do, I guess, when my kids were little, we definitely mixed that up with, we still had a tree and we still had presents, but we were very clear in our home that what the holiday was about and what we were worshiping, and we were very involved with the church, and the kids would be involved in the Christmas play, and just putting on the whole story of Jesus being born in the manger, and they would take part in that. And so I think that yes, there was a tree and there were presents, but that's for our family. We made it clear what the reason of that holiday was, and then the same for Easter.
Okay, wonderful. All right. Here's a toughie. Have you ever questioned your faith?
That is a tough one. Honestly, I have. Um, a couple years ago, I got in a pretty serious car accident, and it caused me to have some brain damage. And as I have had to work with that this last couple of years, and just, I think because it's not like, oh, you broke your leg, so you know what the damage is, and now you just need to recover from it. With the brain damage, it's just the opposite. It's you start noticing that you're losing things over time. Mm-hmm. So, it's noticing that my memory is getting worse. My ability to concentrate is getting worse. My lack of detail is getting worse. And it even affects like my vision and my hearing. Mm-hmm. Being able to follow a conversation, and just seeing that part of myself kind of slipping away, and not just, yeah, it has caused me to pull away. But I know that it's me pulling away from the Lord. I know that God hasn't stepped away from me. Mm-hmm. I know that it's me saying why, and it's me feeling bad that I'm going through this and wishing it hadn't happened, and trying to figure out how, when is it going to stop? How bad is it going to get? But, but at the same time, I do know that the Lord has never left me. He's always there. And, I just need to, change my thinking and turn back to Him, and my faith will be there.
That's good. That's very powerful. It's quite the revelation to have. What do you believe is the best lesson your religion teaches?
Let's see, best lesson. I guess for me, the best lesson is just that we can strive to be the best. We can, be the best person, be the kindest, be the most generous, give our money, just be, the best at our job. I mean, just do everything right. Just be the best. But that isn't what God asks us to do. Mm-hmm. That isn't what, that's not what gets us to heaven. That He just wants us to understand that, He sent His Son to die for us, and that Jesus came and lived and died on the cross for my sins, and that by believing in Him and accepting salvation through Him, that's how my sins are covered. That's how, it's nothing I can do. And I guess that's the thing, is for me, it's realizing that if that's true for me, then it's true for everyone. And so I can try and just be that example, and not, when I see somebody who's struggling, try and be that example for them. Or when I see somebody who's just, I'm just not good enough, I'm just not, whatever, let them know that that's not what it's about, that, he's not looking for the best, he's just looking for an open heart, and for the realization that, we are who He created us to be, and that, we have salvation through His Son.
All right, very good. What do you most disagree with about your religion, if anything?
Well, maybe it falls along maybe part of what I was just saying, that some people in our faith that call themselves Christians are very maybe pious, or very just hold themselves very high, feeling like they're above others, that they're above reproach maybe, or don't need to be held to the same standard because they're of the title of being a Christian. And because of that, then have the ability to look down at others or be more judgmental of others, other people's lifestyles, other people's way of life, or just people in a lower economic situation or whatever. It's just that attitude, and so to me it's one of those things where you're just love people, just take that love that God had for me, where he met me where I was, and take that love and turn it around and love other people.
It almost sounds like what you're saying is it's not so much something you disagree with in your religion, but how you disagree with how people interpret your religion,
Right.
or behave because of how they think of the religion.
Right, exactly. I think, yes, it's not the power, it's not the, I don't think being a Christian gives us a certain power or authority over other people. We're all people. God created all of us.
All right, that's interesting. Does your religion impact the way you dress, the way you eat, or influence any other aspect of your daily life?
I would say probably the only thing, well, yes, as far as like dressing modestly, yes. I know, like when our kids were little, they would wear one-piece bathing suits, not, bikinis. That their clothing was, I don't think that there was, I mean, of course they wore shorts and skirts. I mean, they wore everything, but it was just not, it was appropriate for a child. It wasn't, we weren't trying to dress them up, as young adults or whatever. There wasn't anything about them where it was trying to look sexy or whatever. So I guess that's part. That's a big part of my religion is, I want to look appropriate, but and I guess the other part would be that because of my faith, I don't watch like an X-rated movie or that kind of thing. I mean, I'm careful about what I watch and what I read. So I would say that my religion plays an effect in that.
Okay. Well, all right. What are some of the symbols of your religion, and what do they mean?
Well, of course, we have a cross. We have the little fish symbol. The fish was just a sign that they could use. The early Christians, they would put the bottom half of the fish in the dirt. They could scratch it, and then the other, if somebody came up and was also a Christian, then they could come in and put the top half, or vice versa, to let them know that they were also believers, because at that time they were facing persecution. And then obviously the cross is, just symbolizes the cross that Jesus died on, and that we have. He resurrected, and that we have our salvation.
Okay.